wind has backed off a little bit. Seas are still big, but we've decided to put the big lures on, come all this way. We're in the tournament, we need to try and catch a real fish. So it's backed off a little bit, feels pretty comfortable now, so we'll be right. Let's see how we go. What lure have you got out of the shotgun? That one that I told you? Yeah. Alright, just put that one out on the side, Brad. Okay. Put that one out on the side angle.
We're running it off this one, mate.
37 kilo. No. Alright guys, we've got a marlin following this lure here on the short corner.
Yeah, there it is.
And near our teaser.
Yeah, you can see it. Just right behind this lure on the right. Get back out to that left hand side.
Alright, let's just get ready here.
Hold on, take it. Yeah, I'll just lure it again.
Come on.
Still there. No, he's gone. I can't see him there.
Where is he?
No, he's there.
Where? Which side, Peter?
He'll be out that left now.
Drive side?
I can see that big lure. He's not on that.
Oh, there's a striped marlin here, guys. There's a striped marlin. I'm watching it right now, guys. Oh, there's, yeah, look, oh, beautiful. I'm filming it right now. All right, watch the lures. Don't slow down. Beautiful striped marlin down there, straight below the boat.
I'm circling to the right.
Have got marlin all around the boat, following lures, biting lures, bait, attacking bait balls, everything. We just can't hook one of these things right now. We've hooked a lot today, but need a little bit of luck. Okay, they're smashing the bait up over here to the left.
1 p.m. and we're going 840 where we're hopefully to get a good hook up here very soon. I've seen one black and at least 7 striped marlin behind this bait ball here at the moment.
Oh look, there it is, right there.
No, that's
right just below the water. All right, just get it out of the way. Keep, no, stay over there, stay over there. Get the, just keep winding it. All right, we're hooked up here, guys. You're gonna have to hurry up, Willie. Come on, hurry up. Fast as you can.
Come around to the right. Come around to the, coming to the right.
You hooked up there, Lee.
Gone?
No worries. Is it 35 there? 75. Yeah.
That's gone.
You sure? Keep going. Hello, everybody. Yes, unfortunately, I fooled you there with a bit of footage from last weekend's fishing, and needless to say, we weren't very successful. So that is what I want to talk to you guys about today, because crazy situation. In 2 days, we hooked. It was over 8. Might have been around 10 marlin, like solid hookups, raised lots of marlin, and basically lost every single one at some point in the fight. And when it was happening, I didn't actually know what was going on, so it was confusing me, and we just kept trying, and all basically to no avail. So I just want to talk to you about how and why we we lost the fish. And just to give you guys some ideas how you can do things better than I actually did, me and the guys. And yeah, just constant learning, constant improving. And some of the fish we lost were absolutely just ridiculous. So anyway, starting right from the very beginning, a few weeks ago, you guys might have seen us. We had a marlin right next to the boat several times. Brad and I had it on the leader many times, which wasn't actually on camera anyway. It ended up straightening a light gauge hook right next to the boat, and it was basically, it was a pakula dojo light gauge hook, something like this. Now look, a lot of people have asked me why that happened and whatever. Look, these are a light gauge hook. They're not actually made for anything over about 5 kilos of drag, and I can tell you that Brad had over 10 kilos or closer to 15 kilos drag on that fish towards the end of the fight. And so that was, look, that was our mistake. I didn't know at the time. Ideally, you actually want to back your drag off a little bit when you have a fish boat side like that. So look, that was angler error, and to be honest, I do recommend using the heavier gauge hooks if you are chasing marlin, just as a bit of a principle. Okay, so that's that one. Now last weekend, plenty of hookups, and the fish just kept falling off at some point or another, and this was driving me absolutely insane, and I just did not know why it was happening. So a few reasons. One of our hookups, the driver of the boat, as soon as we got a hookup, basically backed off the throttle. So I would never recommend to do that. If anything, give the throttle a bit of a stab to really set those hooks and sink them in. So backed off the throttle, the fish didn't get hooked really well, and then, you know, we ended up losing it. Now, another one which also surprised me, we basically had one of these shackle rigs, which is, you know, got this really strong, probably about 2 or maybe over 2 mil wire here, just snapped clean off on like a solid size black marlin, 37 kilo tackle. Fighting it for a while, just split straight down the middle and broke. And look, and it was actually quite old. Okay, I hadn't checked my lures for many years, and the reality is you need to check this sort of stuff, and you need to maintain it, and you need to replace it. So it was probably quite corroded, and it needed replacing. So that's how we lost another one. Now, third way we lost a marlin, and this one pissed me off more than any other way. Really solid hookup, fish was well hooked. I was fighting it for a while, and I literally, this is just gonna blow your mind, I don't have it on film, I'm spewing because I thought we did. The marlin jumped out of the water, massive jump. As the marlin jumped out of the water, an albatross bird came along in midair and bit the line in half, the main line in half. No shit, that's what happened. It was just, I was disgusted. At that point, I just actually wanted to give up. Everyone saw it on the boat, didn't get it on film, but yeah, heartbreaking. Okay, now all the rest of the fish that we actually hooked basically just ended up shaking the hooks, and I just did not know why this was happening. When I returned back a couple of days later, I had a look at all of my lures, and what had actually happened is that the crimps holding the hooks on had all actually let go. The crimps, every single lure that had hooked a fish and they shook the hooks, the crimps had broken. So the crimps had broken and the hook basically had pulled through about an inch. So when those hooks were trying to pull through the marlin, they simply weren't. The crimps were breaking, and the fish were able to basically shake them free. And it just kind of opened my eyes to something, and that's the main crux of this video, is that gear maintenance is absolutely critical, and it's all the way from your reel, your rod, all the way down to the tip of your hook, because I always check my lures for chafing and my leaders for chafing and things like that, but I never actually checked that last, 6 inches of the actual hook and all that sort of stuff, and your shackle rigs and things. So huge lesson there to learn for me, and a really, really hard lesson to learn. Another thing is, guys, please make sure you are sharpening your hooks regularly. You want to take a bit of the point off these and thicken them up a little bit if you're using heavier tackle. Also, Not sure if you can see that, but you want to take these barbs down a bit as well. So I've already filed these down quite a bit. I would say close to 50% of what they actually were. So a lot of these barbs on these hooks are really large, and they will actually at times stop you getting a good hook penetration. Now, the lures in question were the ones you can see here. So these are all my pakula lures. I'll just hold them up for you. So an interesting thing happened. So after this happened, I reached out to Peter Pakula and I said, is this normal for this sort of thing to happen? And he said, basically you didn't maintain your gear well enough and those lures are very old. Send them up. So I sent them up to him and he has really kindly re-rigged them all for me and just done such an incredible job that he sent them back and I actually thought I had a set of brand new lures and I had to confirm with him they actually were my lures. And he said, no, your lures are like 15 years old, dude. But yeah, they look incredible. So Pete re-rigged all these for me and I'm now going through the process of re-rigging my own lures. Now, nowhere near as elegantly as the way Pete and his gang have done this, but what I'm doing is a really simple way. I like doing them like this because it's just so simple and yeah, there's not many moving parts or things that can fail. So if you guys see this, I just literally pass the leader through, and I actually learnt this off another YouTube video that I watched. Through 2 crimps, through the eye of the hook, back through the crimp, twist it around, and then back through the second crimp. The reason I like this, A, the simplicity, but you've got a bit of doubled line here giving you extra strength. You've also got 2 crimps, so if one of these crimps were to get let go, the other crimp will still hold. Now, for lighter line, this is 200-pound fluorocarbon. I like to actually double the line over where the hook is attached, just to give it a bit of extra strength through there. Now, if you're using larger line, like a 400-pound or something like that, I generally don't bother, but for 200-pound, I like to double that over. So look at that, it's like extremely simple. That I know a lot of people put heat shrink and sticky tape and stuff around here, but honestly, I'm not too fussed about it. I don't find that it makes much of a difference. Another thing I like to do is just put, and I didn't do it, this is a bad demonstration. Normally I just put a little plastic bead on here, so to stop this aluminium rubbing against the inner head of the lure. So anyway, that's one I've just completed. I've got plenty more to go here at the moment. So yeah, re-rigging all the lures, rechecking all the gear, and I'm about to, get ready to get back out there. But yeah, just a huge lesson. If you're going to go to the effort of taking your boat away, getting all your gear ready, going out there, finding the fish, hooking the fish, you don't want to do what I did, which is basically tackle maintenance negligence. And I just never ever thought. So we missed a lot of fish. We've never raised so many fish. I don't even know what it is, if it's this boat or whatever, but it just raises fish. I don't know if I'm not doing anything particularly differently. It just brings fish up. I don't know if it's the color of the boat, the sound of the boat, the sound of the motor, but I have never had so many fish up around the back of the boat. Another very interesting thing that I learnt as part of all this, you guys might have seen a video I put up about us catching some kingfish at the FAD. The funny thing is, we were catching those fish using 100-pound fluorocarbon leader. Now, long story short, I lost the leader that afternoon. It fell over the side or something, I lost it. We went back there the very next day, okay? The fish were there in huge numbers and not one of the fish would bite without fluorocarbon. 100-pound non-fluorocarbon, just like a milky white kind of leader. Followed it all the way back to the boat, big schools of kingfish on poppers, knife jigs, soft plastics, would not bite at all. So I wasn't so sure about fluorocarbon, whether it really made a difference or not, but now seeing it from one day to another, I'm absolutely convinced that rigging your lures and leaders with fluorocarbon really does make a difference. So anyway, pretty embarrassing to admit to these failures, but getting all rigged up and we'll get everything sorted, and I'll be back down the coast in about a week or so, and I'm going to give these lures a run, and hopefully we can keep one of these beautiful fish hooked and get it to the boat and give you a look. All right, see you guys soon.